There is no doubt that this property has become a national treasure and an integral piece to the California sports scene. But when you talk California sports, well, few have been as influential as Peter Ueberroth. He was the president and chair of the 1984 Los Angeles Olympic Organizing Committee, overseeing the 1984 Summer Games. After the Olympics were over, he took over as the 6th commissioner of Major League Baseball, overseeing a period of large economic growth in the sport during the 1980s. Then in 1999, along with Arnold Palmer and Clint Eastwood, Ueberroth purchased the Pebble Beach company, bringing it back to U.S. ownership after years of foreign overseers. And in part because of that purchase and helping to keep Pebble Beach as a worldwide golf destination, Ueberroth was given the World Golf Hall of Fame Lifetime Achievement Award back in March of 2022. And Peter's daughter is Heidi Ueberroth. Now, we might need an extra hour today, I think, to introduce you to her, as she has become one of the most influential women in sport today, spending nearly 20 years in top executive positions in the NBA. And after leaving the association in 2013, she founded Globacon, a private investment and advisory firm that focuses on the media, sports and entertainment industries. So taking a look at her bio, Heidi has also served on the boards for the Four Seasons Hotel and Electronic Arts. And as for this week, well, Heidi is currently the co-chairman of the Pebble Beach Company. She's also a director of the Monterey Peninsula Foundation, which is the non-profit that hosts the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am each year. And with that, I am so pleased to welcome Heidi Ueberroth onto our set here at the US Women's Open. I mean, what a resume, what an achievement as you continue to push forward the possibilities in leadership and sport and business, Heidi. But let's start with this week, because this is a moment, this is a wonderful moment. And describe your emotions as you sit here as the week has finally arrived here at Pebble Beach.
You know, Anna, thank you for that very kind introduction. I think I just got tired looking at all of that, so thank you. And let me just start, too, besides saying happy 4th of July, thank you for all you're doing. I'm a big fan of Live From. Unprecedented coverage, 8 hours a day here, and I think your office view is pretty good. So it's doing great. And so to talk about this week, on behalf of everyone at Pebble Beach Company, we are so excited and honored to be hosting the 78th U.S. Women's Open. To have the greatest women golfers in the world here this week, there's so much buzz and excitement, and it's important that they play these historic venues, and they're going to inspire young girls, from this point forward. So it's a celebration, it's a little history in the making, and we couldn't be more excited.
And there's been such a build-up for the U.S. Open right here, and of course you've been at the helm for that build-up. I'm wondering, what are you most looking forward to as this week unfolds?
I'm looking forward to all of it, but I'd say particularly to those first balls in the air in 2 days from now, and letting them tell the story. These players, they are ready, they're excited. I've had a chance to talk with a little bit about what they're most looking forward to, but the storylines, Michelle Wie West, you've covered so much of it, saying that they want to end their career here, players coming out of retirement. Spent a little time yesterday with Minjee Lee, the defending champion. Is there a chance for her to go back-to-back, the way that Kari Webb, who was her mentor and developing the game? And maybe that is one thing I would add. We're doing something very special tomorrow up at our short course called the Hay. It was reimagined by Tiger Woods, and it's really about trying to bring the Pebble Beach experience a little bit more accessible to fans. And it was important to us that while the players are going to inspire all this generation, that we also, as leaders in the game, look to make sure that we're focusing on the developmental side and providing access for people, and young girls in particular, from all backgrounds. And so we've got a wonderful group of like-minded partners that are doing that to support the LPGA's girls golf.
Yeah, we will be covering that actually on Live From, so we're really excited to learn more about that event tomorrow.
Thank you. It's going to be fun. The juniors that are flying in, the junior girls from girls golf from around the country, so I'm excited about that. So yeah, I have, I think you said, Beth, you have a big smile. I've got a big smile all week, as do the 2,000 plus employees here at Pebble Beach. We have a lot of events here. This is special. They are really, really excited.
Well, we know this is going to be a spectacular week, no matter who wins. and the women have waited a long time. Why now? And can you give us a little bit of background on how this all came together from the resorts end, not just for this year, but for the 3 Opens to follow here?
Yeah. So it is a long time coming, and we are so excited it's now, and that's what we're focused on. And a little bit about this, we've got great partners in the USGA, and they've been a long-term partner, and they came to us to talk about taking our first Women's U.S. Open. And we said, we're not interested in one, we're interested in 4. So we're talking about extending to have 4 men's at the same time. And so we've entered into a 25-year partnership where we'll have 4 women's, including this one, and 4 men's opens.
What sort of comes to mind when you think about, of course, starting this week, hosting 4 U.S. Women's Open and 4 men's U.S. Opens? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about everything that is involved in that, well, I'll call it an adventure, because that's sort of what it is.
Yeah, what comes to mind is really the USGA and their strategic thinking on this. Really applaud them. They came and made a presentation to our management, my fellow co-chairs, and talked about cathedrals of the game and wanting to do this. And so that comes to mind is their leadership. We were very excited about that. Also the planning that we're able to do, rather than kind of one at a time, being able to look forward. And we will be adding resources here at Pebble Beach to support that, and the things we can even look to doing to support the big championships. And so it'll be a lot of work, and we've got some hard workers here at Pebble Beach, but they as excited about having that next 25 years set out like that as anyone.
This is such an aspirational week. I mean, I've heard a number of the women who are competing this week talk about what it means for them to be here. Just looking at your career and what you've done, I would say it's aspirational. For sure. And looking ahead, as this week unfolds, into the many young girls and boys out there watching who maybe don't aspire to play professional golf, but in looking at the game of golf, I'm wondering if you can just speak to what extent golf has helped you in your career build relationships and as a conduit to doing business.
Well, for all of those young girls and boys, take up the game. And also, for people at any age, take up the game. This is a game you can play for life. And I was not smart enough to take it up growing up in Southern California. I waited till I was living in New York City, a little bit more difficult, and I count my blessings every day I took it up, because it's enriched my life personally, and professionally. On the personal side, you can play with all generations, a way to make friends. You don't have to be that good. You should be mindful of pace of play and etiquette, but it's really fun. And people are always surprised that I didn't take it up until later. And then professionally, I think it started when I was doing advertising sales at ESPN in Manhattan. And I wanted to be part of the group that went out and entertained colleagues, and particularly to be outside on these beautiful days. And all of a sudden I got to take part in important conversations with clients, and so that was really fun. I wasn't, again, smart enough to realize how it would play into my career later at the NBA, but trying to help expand basketball, around the world, it became increasingly clear that it was a great way to, cultural barriers. I spent a lot of time in China. I don't speak Mandarin or Cantonese for that matter. And many of the people that we were working with didn't speak English. But after just about 6 holes on the golf course, we had a common understanding, and it really helped build relationships. And so I think it's especially for women, it's really important to get out there and at least have a chance to be able to take part.
Well said.
We know that there are going to be a lot of people that are going to tune in this week that don't normally follow the women's game but want to see this golf course. I was wondering if you could just speak to how you see the market shifting towards women's sports and in different ways. This feels like a unique time for women's sports, and how you think the LPGA can capitalize on that.
Well, a couple of points there. I do, in the 30-plus years I've worked in sports, I think this is the best and most exciting time for women's sports, and there is great momentum, and certainly for women's golf. What you said is, I have thought a lot about that. There are people around the world, golf fans, that have never been to Pebble Beach but know every hole. And they are really excited to be able to see these champions come in and how they're going to play it. And so, like most things, and again, thanks to you for the unprecedented coverage, think about that for women's golf, live in prime time on the East Coast. That's one of the #1 ways to be able to connect to new fans. And I do think more and more businesses and leading companies that authentically want to be able to provide opportunities for women, and they're looking to all the different women's sports. I mean, you just see it here, the excitement with women's soccer as an example, the NCAA women's basketball, and golf fits right in there and is a perfect way, particularly globally. I mean, this is a global sport, and you can see it here. All the players from around the world that are coming to try to get their trophy.
You've just finally, Heidi, you've had such a successful career in sports and business and leadership, and I'm sure sometimes and often perhaps you've been the only woman in the room. And as you say, this is a real celebration of women this week and what is possible, and breaking down boundaries and looking at, what is possible for women out there. What advice would you give in terms of trying to make it in a man's world in business? And have you ever felt that you've had to prove yourself, and how have you gone about doing that?
I'm sure I've felt in the past that I needed to prove myself, but what I'd say, Anna, is I never really focused on that and the fact I was a woman or any of the obstacles or roadblocks. I was quite determined and worked really hard on focusing on what the business was at hand. And I think that's some of the best advice is just, it's hard work. I think sometimes people don't realize the hard work it takes, whether you're an athlete or a business person, to really get ahead. But I'd have them really focus on that. Again, this isn't just for women, but I'll also say some advice that was given to me is if you can get on the revenue side and be able to really impact business, that's a good way to differentiate. I think that did serve me well. And stepping outside of your comfort zone. Remember the first time I had the unbelievable chance to play in a televised golf event, and I just looked back and I don't know how I got through it. And you've got to do that. You've got to be able to step outside your comfort zone, take a few risks, and have fun. You're not going to succeed at everything, but those failures help make you better.
Yeah, well, Heidi, your career and your story is an inspiration. Congratulations on all of your success. And this is going to be such a special week this week at Pebble, and we are so looking forward to it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Pleasure. Appreciate all you're doing.